The royal brothers, one just and one tyrannical. I have heard that in a marchland to the west, two brothers there were of one father, commanders, proud and elephant-bodied, fair-faced and wise and sword-wielding. The father, finding them both brave men, finding them seekers of skirmish and conflict, proceeded to divide that land in two portions, and gave each son a share thereof, to the end that they bridle not one at another, nor draw the sword of hate and discord. Thereafter the father numbered his days, and resigned sweet life to the life creator. Fate snapped for him the cable of hope, and death held down his hand from action. That realm to the two princes was well assured, treasure and troops being without limit or tally. As each saw his own best interest, so each a course adopted, one for justice, a good name to bear away, one for tyranny, to gather possessions. The one made charity his way in life, giving money and caring for the poor. He built, gave bread, and looked to the army, prepared for the poor at evening a shelter. His treasuries he emptied, the army he kept at full strength, and all in such wise that from men, at time of pleasure, a shout of joy would rise like thunder, just like Shiraz in Bubakari Saadi's day. A sovereign, wise, of fortunate estate, may the bough of his hope be fruitful. But hear the tale. That name-seeking hero was of well-regarded footstep and happy disposition, assiduous in the care of high and low. Morning and evening he praised the Lord. In that land Karan could walk with ease, for the emperor was just, and the poor were in comfort. In his time no thorn pricked anyone's heart, not even a petal was pressed. He was the foremost in serving his country, and the nobles bowed to his command. But another only thought of increasing his power and throne. He raised taxes on the poor farmers, not out of malice towards the poor, but in truth, he was his own worst enemy. He coveted the merchants' wealth and brought calamity upon the defenseless souls. He neither gave hope nor benefited from his wealth, but only sought more and more. The wise will recognize that he did not act well, for as quickly as he gathered that gold through deceit, his army fell into weakness. When the merchants heard the news that there was oppression in the realm of that fool, they all stopped trading. Cultivation ceased. The people became destitute. When fortune turned its back on him, nothing could prevent the enemy from gaining superiority. The wrath of heaven dug up his root, his fruit. The enemy horse's hooves dug up his lands. In whom should he seek trust when he his pledge had broken? From whom should he ask tax? The yeoman fled. What good should that unhappy one desire, in wake of whom fly maledictions? Inverted was his fate from outset of creation, so he did not what good men bade him do. What said the good ones to that man of good? Do thou enjoy, the unjust man enjoyeth not. Wrong was his surmise, remiss his devising, for what he sought by tyranny and justice lay. One, on a bough perched, was cutting at its base. The lord of the garden looked up and beheld. He said, "This man harms himself, not me." Advice is timely if you listen. Do not overthrow the weak with your power, for by the grace of the just Lord, tomorrow A prince will be one who holds no value for you today. If you wish to hold a high position tomorrow, do not make enemies of the humble, for when this power leaves you, that beggar will seize your hem by force. Do not clench your fist and withhold your help from the powerless, for if they overthrow you, you will be ashamed. It is disgraceful in the eyes of the free to fall into the hands of the fallen. Great men, pure-hearted and fortunate, have led their thrones with wisdom. Do not stray from the path of the righteous. And if you wish to be righteous, heed Saadi's counsel. Do not say, "There is no rank higher than kingship," for no rule is safer than contentment. This is a truth for the wise to heed. The man with only a loaf of bread to his name bears his own troubles, while the ruler of the world shoulders the weight of an entire realm. If a beggar secures his supper, he sleeps as soundly as the Sultan of Syria. Both grief and joy are fleeting. In death, they vanish from the mind. Whether crowned with glory or burdened with taxes, whether exalted to the heavens or confined in a prison, all are equal when fate's chariots ride over their heads, indistinguishable from one another. It is said that by the Tigris River, a skull once spoke to a devotee, saying, "I once held the highest command. I wore upon my head the cap of greatness. Heaven came to my aid. Victory with me conspired. With the strong arm of fortune, I took Iraq, and had conceived desire to swallow down Kerman, the old capital of Iran, when all at once the Kerman worms my head did swallow. From prudence's ear dig inattention's wadding, that counsels from the dead may reach your ear. No evil comes to those who do good, and whoever does evil, no good will come to him. The inciter to evil himself falls into evil, like a scorpion perishing with its own house. If benefiting people is not part of your nature, such a gem is like a flinty stone. No, wrongly said, O friend of worthy disposition. For there is benefit in iron and stone and copper. Such a man is better off dead, for shame, when stone has virtue over him. Not every son of man is better than the beasts. The beasts are better than an evil human. Better than the beasts is the man possessed of wisdom, not the man who falls on men, as does a beast. When a man knows only how to eat and sleep, what virtue has he over cattle? When a man on horseback, ill-fated, strays from the rightful path, the traveler on foot shall reach the destination before him. Whoever sows a seed of kindness will reap their heart's desire. I have never heard that goodness offers itself to a wicked person. Saadi Shirazi. I hope this translation captures the essence and eloquence of the original text. If you enjoyed the video, please show your support with a like and a comment, and hit the subscribe button to see more videos. Thank you for joining us.